I am at the Kraken Community Iceplex. That's the team headquarters at Northgate. We're about a half an hour away from the Saturday practice ahead of the team's first playoff game Tuesday in Colorado. And already you'll see the stands here at the practice rink are packed with fans ready to watch their team. Can't say there's no excitement about the Kraken going into the postseason. This is a nice reminder of why it's fun to come to events like this. Tons of kids here, and it's a great opportunity for them to get a lot closer to their favorite players than they would going even to a game. All right, so this is the man who's largely responsible, along with some of the other players here, Ron Francis and Coach Hackstall and a bunch, Todd Lightwicki. Mr. Lightwicki, this must be super exciting for you, getting into the postseason this early in the team's life.
Well, it is, but it was a long, hard year, and it was dog years, right? How many years have we been at this? This is
five and a half.
Employee number 6. Employee number 2. I call him number 2. He doesn't always like that, so I call him medium cat.
Employee number 2, what's your name?
Zach.
Zach, nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by.
Always.
So at this point now, the team is looking pretty solid. What's your expectation as we start this second season?
Anything's possible. And, there's odds makers and there's standings and place making, but I think that's all on paper, and it's what's in our heart that matters. And this team is showing a lot of firepower, and here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want you to talk about that, because I feel like a lot of what went into this season's success is that heart on the ice.
It is, and I think part of it is feeling the passion of these fans, and they've just been absolutely terrific. It's good for my soul, and I know it's great for the players' souls. And when they come out here in 13 minutes, they're going to hear a big roar, and it's onward into the battle. So there we go.
Well, let's size up your first opponent, Colorado. They have a lot at stake. They're defending. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think we have some players familiar with them, and our goalie knows that building well, and so bring it on. We've played well against them. I think we're going to play well this whole series. Time will tell where we get.
Well, then let me ask you before I let you go. Moving through the postseason, any teams of concern?
None.
That's the best way to look at it. Todd Lightwicki, as always, greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest strengths of their team is having they're fast back there, they're mobile, and not only that, but they jump into a rush and they create offense from them too. So, as much as we can, obviously we got to get hits on them. We have to try and put pucks into good places for them so we can get forechecks and make it as hard as we can on them. These are all things that we've talked about, and obviously key to make sure they're thinking the same thing.
How do you try to balance, I guess, that desire to establish that forecheck with those hits, like you said, but also being responsive to make sure you're not giving them rush lines?
Yeah, no, I know there's a lot to think about that for sure. But, I think the biggest thing for us is that we have to try and put the pucks in places where we can forecheck. If you do that, you got speed on it, and you can make it as hard as you can. But I mean, if you don't, you make that their goalie play pucks, and they're able to get look forward. It's tough to compete with those guys. So that's going to be the biggest thing. I think it's obviously trying to create opportunities that are in our favor to get obviously space and create forechecks to create offense. So all tough tasks.
I have a light at playoff team.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to have the skills to grow the best one?
I mean, Lars has already had his growing for a long time. I think Megs he looks like he could be a good one. There's a few interesting ones I'm excited to see. I think a lot of guys struggle. I think for me it was as soon as we got the clinch, you start to let it go. So hopefully it'll get all the way in.
Anybody going to need to grab some Rogaine or something to try and throw out theirs a little?
Yeah, there'll probably be a few guys that definitely can't throw.
Thanks, Ed.
What has it meant to you to have so much support from the fans? How much has that driven you to this point?
Oh, it's been huge. They've been unbelievable all year. I think the biggest thing for me is just feel how loud it is in the stadium. Even when we're at practice, how many fans we have day to day. So, our biggest goal from day one is to try and make this a hockey town. Understand? I think people are going to be excited when they see playoff hockey. It's fun. It's why we play it, and I expect the energy. I've been to Seahawks games, and I've seen how loud it can get there, so I expect it to be like that.
Oh, the fan base here is like no other city I've ever seen before. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So just quickly, what's the key in this Colorado series? Keys, I should say.
Keys. I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is, obviously we know our opponent, we know how they play. They're obviously got some pretty good players over there, and some superstars that can, direct games in their direction. We have to try and limit the space and time that they get. I mean, obviously their defense core likes to be mobile. All things we've talked about, and I'm sure we'll talk more.
All right, thanks a bunch.
I have a question first off before we get into the playoffs thing. Is there actually such thing as a class in Michigan where you're taking the history of Michigan athletics for credit? Sorry, boy, Pantelli was in the as a speaker.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I didn't take that. I think some of the guys might have done it.
What's so special that now being a player in this room, the players taking the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's nice to be able to do this in my first year, but we got a long way to go. So it's one thing to get here, and then it's another thing to make something up.
At what point did this season really become real to you, special to you that this team is going places?
I did pretty early. We all inside this room knew we were good. It's just proving it to everyone else that we could do it. So.
Now that you're facing the Avalanche, so how do you feel about going to Colorado and facing the top team in the league or in the conference?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're obviously a good team. Defending champs. So, it's going to be a good series, I think, and I think we have it in here, but they are also a good team, so you never know what happens.
Do you have much nerves going into your first ever playoff game? Is it going to be any different for you, or is it just kind of like the regular season?
No nerves, I would say, but definitely different than the regular season. More important, more things on the line. But I've been in games like this before, so not the Stanley Cup playoffs, but different types of things.
Obviously, there's a lot of playoff experience in this room and seated on either side of you in the locker room. Kind of what, if anything, has Yanni or Ebbs or anybody shared with you about that ratchet up in intensity?
Yeah, we've talked about it. It's just how much more things matter in the playoffs. I'd say the little things that you do. You might do them in the regular season, but in playoffs, blocking a shot's not just blocking a shot. It's showing your teammates you're committed and showing that you're all in, trying like 100%. So, everything means a little bit more, and that's why you gotta let your detailed and care about what you're doing.
The fact that you guys had a winning record against them during the regular season, does that give you more confidence, or does it even matter now that it's the playoffs?
Honestly, I don't think it matters much. They had kind of a jumbled lineup, all year long, and playoffs is a different animal. So, I think we're going to see a different team, and they're going to see a different team. So it's going to be a battle.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Ag.
Maddie, just real quickly, what's it meant to you the way the fans have embraced you?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm super appreciative, especially coming in as a young guy and being new to a city. It's definitely awesome to hear him in the stands, but also super helpful to me. I feel comfortable just kind of making that transition, especially early on.
Excellent. Thanks, Maddie. Appreciate it.
Well, now the work begins, now the fun begins. What makes you so proud of this group to get this far?
Well, it's not just about getting here. It's about now, taking advantage of the opportunity. So, you guys have worked real hard to earn the opportunity, and they've done that. That page flips pretty quick now with the job at hand.
What have you learned about 3 games this season against Colorado?
Well, I think they're, they're a hell of a team, obviously, right? If you look at, you judge things by the second half of the year. I mean, they won the conference for a reason. They've been the best team out west in the second half of the year for sure. They've done it through some trying times with different challenges. They're a team with obviously with star power and depth, especially the teams and goaltending have been excellent especially through that stretch of the second half. So that's we've got a task at hand.
Nothing like making your way till the last minute last night, by the way.
Yeah, that's most of the Western Conference was waiting and seeing who their opponents were going to be. That just shows how tight the league has been, and how tight the Western Conference has been all the way through. So matchups are set now, and it's and let's go from here.
You guys are going in early Monday, because I know altitude, you guys mentioned, can be an issue, so you'll have 2 full days to kind of acclimate in that regard.
Yeah, it's not about acclimating. I actually want to get in there as late as we possibly can.
What is that?
Just for prep.
No, that sets us up. We've looked at different things, so we'll get in there. We're not going a day early. We're not doing anything. We're going to get our prep work done here, get on the plane, and get in there later on Monday afternoon.
Was today a maintenance day for Sprung?
For Sprong, he's out day today.
Well, sure.
For Schultze, today was a maintenance day.
Do you anticipate your game 1 goaltender being?
Guys, I'm not going to talk about any of that. You can count on very little on injuries. You can count on very little on that. So, and I'm just prefacing that so that nobody's feelings are hurt as we go forward. That's just how it is at this time of year.
Did you mention the second half of the season? You guys struggled against playoff teams in the second half of the season.
I actually disagree. I mean, we're 500 against Western Conference playoff teams throughout the year. So you got to be one step better than that as you go through the playoffs to win a playoff series. But we're pretty confident, in our ability to compete with anybody.
What do you think has to be better about your game in the playoffs versus what you did?
Have to change a whole lot. We're going to be the best version of ourselves. There's not a whole lot that we're going to change. You're not going to change who you are at this time of year. You have to be really good at what you do, and you got to do it for the entire hockey game. And regardless of the result of that night's game, you got to quickly turn the page, flip the switch, and move on to the next one. And our group has been pretty good at that. We've been pretty efficient in being able to do that from one night to the next.
Dave, to that point, when you have the opportunity to see the same team up to 7 times in a row, are there opportunities from a coaching perspective as you see them again and again?
You just make adjustments. Everybody's going to put a ton of preparation and pre-skill work into game 1, and then as you get into that first period, second period, or for sure into game 2, you start making adjustments very quickly from there, and you have to be able to do that.
How much of a factor is last change in the line matching battle, especially with the Avstar power?
It's a little different depending on with every matchup that you end up in. For us, we have an idea obviously going down the road what our rotations are going to be. We're not going to control those matchups in the first 2 games. So for us, it's more about our rhythm and how we want to go about things.
Are there any lessons that you can take personally from your previous trips with Toronto and Philadelphia and apply them here to Seattle?
Yeah, it's every year's a little bit different. Every team's a little bit different. But having a sharp focus, having a real even keel mentality. You don't change who you are again at this time of year. You either have the inner confidence to go into these playoff series and have the focus to go out and perform well, or you don't. I mean, you build that through the year. Now, as you get to this time of year, just kind of clear the deck, simplify things, and be ready for that first drop of the puck.
Dave, you guys scored more goals 5-on-5 than any team in the league this year. When things tighten up in the playoffs, maybe not as many penalties are called. Can that work in your benefit? Maybe the success you've had being in strength situations and everything here.
Well, you have to be good in all areas, especially teams. If you look at, for sure, first round, specialty teams are going to be a big factor. Sometimes maybe it becomes a little less of a factor as you go through the subsequent rounds. But specialty teams will be a part of it. 5-on-5 is a huge part of it. And it's not the emphasis obviously falls on the goal scoring, but it's it's what you do to get to that goal scoring. It's how well you check. It's how well you look as a group of five.
Any ripples in that special teams in case somebody's not seeing, if they don't know exactly what to expect when you start modify anything at all, or just stick with what you want?
Well, we are. There's a little different. I mean, you probably don't see it, in plain sight, but I mean, there's a little different wrinkle most nights. So, but again, at this time of year, there's not much hidden from anybody. I mean, there's a lot of information out there. Everybody's going to do a little bit. They're going to have adjustments and things that you try to attack in a different way. But for the most part, again, do the things that we do.
How's the extra day before the start of the series affect you?
I don't know that it affects us. It gives us one extra day of practice. If we were, the other outcome that we would have had would be going to Dallas. We'd be on a plane right now. So obviously the timing is a little bit different. It gives us the luxury of one extra day of practice, which for us, I like the fact that we have that extra day of practice and then a travel day in there.
For a team that's in the playoffs for the first time, how important is it to have some veteran guys in your locker room to kind of smooth it out?
Yeah, that's the factor. It's the first time this group has been in the playoffs together. Yet, if you look at the experience in our room that we have to fall back on, it's significant. It's deep, and that's something that we feel is a real strength that we can harness as we go into game one.
It's not your first rodeo at Akron. How excited are you personally?
Well, this time of year this is where you want to be, right? I mean, you work 82 games, as a group at that spot. So I'm excited for players and proud of the job that they've done from day one. Everything that we've been able to accomplish through the regular season has come from them within the dressing room. So now you flip the switch to this time of year. You reach goal number one, and that's to be part of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now it's having the mental state and the presence to go out and take advantage of that opportunity.
How do you measure what Ruby has done, what Jonesy has done, that these guys have, what needs to come in this area?
Plain and simple, we're a playoff team, so that means that's not an easy feat. I just talked about it. It's not easy to be one of the 16 teams that's in the National Hockey League playoffs, and those two guys are a huge part of what has helped us get here.
Good. Thanks, Dave.
All right.
All right, so wanted to talk to some of the fans. This is Anne-Marie and Wally. They are excited to be here just for practice. Anne-Marie, you were already cheering. They're not even on the ice yet. What has you so excited?
Well, after a not so great first season and coming back from that for the second season, it's just really great to see how they improved and now that they have a chance in the playoffs.
What about you, Wall? I mean, you came out here on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, it was bright and early. I haven't been out to a practice yet this season, but since it's the last one right before playoffs, I figured we'd get out here.
Okay, so I'm guessing you two have been dyed-in-the-wool Kraken fans from day one, yeah?
Really excited, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, making it to the playoffs, what a great deal, huh? It's good for the city. It's good for everybody, isn't it?
Very, very excited, and hopefully, make hockey more popular.
Well, now, I mean, you've been going to games, I'm assuming, so, what do you enjoy about that experience?
Just the atmosphere and how, quick the game is, and just how exciting it is.
Now, have you got playoff tickets?
No.
So you're going to be at home watching it on TV?
Yes, I will be.
You're going to be screaming just as loudly?
From my couch, for sure.
Wally, what about you? I mean, what are your playoff plans for this team?
Watching on TV, same as her, so hoping to just catch everything I can.
Okay, well, here's the big question. How do you think we're going to do versus Colorado, considering how we've done during the regular season?
4-0, calling it now.
Oh, you sweep of the first round.
I have high hopes.
Emery, I feel like you'll take a more measured approach to that.
Yeah, so we met the team 3 times during the regular season. We won 2 out of those 3 games, so I think we will do well.
Okay, but not necessarily a sweep.
I mean, I'm going to be a little more realistic. I'm sure Colorado will give it their best, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if memory serves, they're the defending champs, too. So, they have a lot at stake there. How far do you think they'll go?
You know what? Well, maybe it'll be a nail biter. Maybe it'll be a tie game, so that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about further rounds? We have some tough opponents in the West.
We do. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. But,
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hopefully make it through the first one. We'll see who we play in the second round, and then make our way to the final.
There you go. Wally, what's your prediction for the whole postseason?
I don't think we can go undefeated all the way through. I'm a little bit more realistic than that, but I guess it's win every game that we can, play one game at a time.
Well, after this week, I feel like getting past Vegas is the hurdle.
Yeah, I would agree. But the East is scary as well. So, to take it all isn't going to be easy.
Well, I will tell you, a guy I work with from New York, big Rangers fan, and he said what he saw looked like some East Coast hockey. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough either way.
Yeah, no, it will be a tough one. Well, Wally, Anne-Marie, thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So this is Rhiannon, and she has come now all the way from Bellingham, not once. How many times?
Twice this week.
Twice just this week to see the Kraken practice.
Yes.
That's a long drive. What made you want to come just for practice?
It's fun. It's entertaining. We don't really have it in Bellingham, but it's entertaining like this. And today I got to bring my youngest son with me. So.
And how old is he?
He's 7.
Oh, wow. He must be loving it then.
He is in heaven. He went to his first NHL game a couple weeks ago.
Oh, so he hadn't been before?
No.
Oh, my goodness. How did he like it?
Oh, the kid wouldn't sleep for like days.
Just how you want them when they're 7, right?
Exactly.
Don't sleep. Oh, that's great. Well, what is it about the team that you love so much?
I like the fact that we actually have a team here close by. I grew up in Portland, so I've always been a fan of the Winterhawks. And now I'm super excited because we have Oliver Bjorkstrand, and I've known him since he was 15 years old and came to Portland, and so now I get to watch them when they're professionals.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been coming to the practices. Do you have tickets to the games?
I have been to, I think, 7 games.
Are you going to the playoffs?
Hopefully.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet. It's going to depend on the prices, because we spent for 2 games over $1,000.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but worth it?
Totally worth it. But they have not won when I go. I have not seen them win yet at home.
Well, maybe you should quit going. You're jinxing them.
I know. That's why I haven't went.
I've done that. I've done that with teams in the past where I've gone 3-4 games, they've lost the games, and I quit going, and they started winning.
Exactly.
So there's nothing wrong with a little superstition in sports. Well, how do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to have a lot of fun against Colorado, and I think we're going to go to probably 6 games. I hope we go past that, but Colorado's a tough team. So it's going to depend on how healthy our boys are and if we can get Burkowski back.
But they're looking in pretty good shape.
They are. If Grubauer and Jones can stay sharp, then I think we have a high chance of going to round 2.
Okay, so you're not 100% certain.
I'm not 100% certain, only because, that's playoff hockey. It is literally game to game, down to the minute, which is why I love it.
Totally true. Absolutely.
So, the thing about hockey is it's a full 60 minutes that you have to watch it because you don't know how it's going to end. I've seen teams, they're down 4 goals, 3 minutes left in the game, they score 3, go to overtime and win it. I've seen it happen, so you got to watch till the last second.
Yeah, and you can't turn away. You miss something.
No, every time you turn away, you miss something. Every time.
Totally true. Totally true. Well, Rhiannon, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
So this is Dom. He is 7 years old, Rhiannon's son. And Dom, I understand you just got to go to your first game a couple of weeks ago. What'd you think?
I liked it.
What'd you like about it?
I liked watching. I don't know. I liked watching it.
Yeah, but it's fun being there, right?
Yeah.
Because hockey it's totally different in person than it is on TV, isn't it? You find it's easier to watch in person?
Yeah.
What did you like about seeing all your favorite players?
I don't really know.
Well, who are your favorite players?
We only have one.
Who is it? Who?
One.
Oh yeah? Why is he your favorite? You've been outed. Why is he your favorite?
I don't know.
You just love watching him, don't you? Oh, that's awesome. Well, Dom, thanks for taking a minute. Really appreciate it. You excited to watch them go into the playoffs?
Yeah.
Think they're going to win?
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thanks, Dom.